Now, there's signs pointing of his coming, and we have seen them lately. We've seen the sign of the coming of the Lord. The Bible said, and Jesus himself said there'll be wars and rumors of wars and so on and so forth. As I showed you on the clock a few moments ago, as I read to you the things that are happening, wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in divers places, pestilence, lovers of pleasure, men's heart failing them because of fear, drunkenness, distress of nations, and apostasy, and the list goes on and on and on and on. We're seeing these things. We have seen them. We are in the midst of them tonight. It's happening not in the foreign countries, but it's happening right here on the shores of home, church. It's happening in the big cities. It's infiltrated even to the small cities that we're living in. It's all around us. We cannot deny the fact that we are in that. But listen to me. There's a wonderful thought in the midst of all of this. Jesus prayed to the Father in the book of John chapter 17. And he said, Father, I pray that you'll keep them from the world. They're in the world, but they're not of the world. Thank God tonight. We're in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation. Yes, we are. We're living in the darkness that's around us. But thank God we don't have to be a part of it. And if we're not a part of that, I believe we'll be the ones that's going when the Lord returns for his church. Third, I believe in the imminent coming of Jesus because he has provided these signs for us. Signs are around us everywhere. When you start looking for something and as you go on the highway and you're looking for a certain place or certain exit or a certain store, they've got signs along the way pointing, so-and-so next exit. And if you're watching careful enough, you can make that exit. Now, if you're an old country boy like me going through a big city and don't know where you're at, you're liable to miss the sign. Anybody ever been driving through the city and miss the sign, miss your exit, and you go way on down the road several miles and have to backtrack and come again? That's bad, isn't it? Well, we overlook the signs, but church, the signs are very imminent tonight. They're everywhere, telling us Jesus is coming. Even the people that seemingly are not where they ought to be with God, they will tell you right quickly, I believe something is about to happen. What they're saying, I believe the Lord is coming back. So we need to understand there's signs everywhere. We need to realize that the Lord is coming soon. These things must happen, and these things will happen. But we don't have to be in the dark, do we? We don't have to be wondering and hoping we understand, because the Bible plainly tells us what hour that we're living in, and surely we must see these. We must open our eyes. I picked up an article not long ago. I began to read concerning this, and maybe I've shared this before, and if I have, you just act like you never heard it, but it said millions flocked to a movie called The Titanic. Several years back, they came out with a movie. The ticket sales in 11 weeks totaled $1 billion, surpassing all-time records set by any other movie. It talked about the Titanic. It weighed 46,000 tons. It stretched 882 feet long, 1/6 of a mile, 92 feet wide, and had 9 decks and stood 104 foot tall, with 35 foot of hull below the water. It was built with double hull construction of 1-inch steel plates divided into 16 watertight compartments, could be slammed shut by the switch on the bridge, was considered unsinkable. Thomas Andrews, the ship designer, said it was nearly as perfect as human brains could make her. Unsinkable. It could not sink. It carried 2,206 passengers as it sailed from Southampton to New York. The voyage was uneventful until April the 12th. April the 12th, when the crew received 7 warning signs. Icebergs ahead. Watch out for the icebergs. Well, they were trying to beat time, and so they ignored. They ignored the warning signs. Ignored that there was trouble ahead. You know the rest of the story. The Titanic was sunk. Why? Because somebody ignored the warning signs. Somebody said it won't happen to me. It can't happen to our country. God won't allow it to happen to us. Church, listen to me. There's signs. These signs are for a reason. These signs are for a purpose. It means to get ready. Watch out. Alert everywhere. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Watch out for these things. And so we must be careful in our Christian life as we live for God.